The email sat in Jerome's inbox like a ticking bomb. Subject line: urgent. You've been selected for executive promotion. He'd read it 5 times, each time more certain it was a cruel prank. This is fake, Jerome muttered, his finger hovering over the delete button. In his 8 years at Meridian Industries, he'd watched dozens of promotions go to people who looked nothing like him. He was the only black senior analyst in a sea of faces that had never reflected his own. Why would today be different? His phone buzzed. A text from his 13-year-old son Malik. Dad, can we talk when you get home? It's important. Jerome's stomach dropped. Those words from a teenage boy never meant anything good. Ever since Malik's mother passed 2 years ago, Jerome had been drowning, trying to be both parents while climbing a corporate ladder that seemed designed to keep him on the bottom rungs. Most nights, he got home after Malik was asleep. Most mornings, he left before his son woke up. Jerome. His manager's voice cut through his thoughts. CEO wants to see you now. The walk to the executive floor felt like a march to his own execution. This had to be about the email. Someone's idea of a sick joke. And now he'd be reprimanded for even considering it real. He'd probably forwarded it to HR, and they'd think he was arrogant for believing it. Margaret Chain, the CEO who'd built Meridian from a startup to a Fortune 500 company, was known for her razor-sharp mind and complete intolerance for incompetence. Jerome had only spoken to her twice in 8 years, both times in group settings where she'd looked through him like he was invisible. Her assistant gestured to the door. Jerome knocked, his heart hammering. Come in. Margaret stood by the window, her back to him. The silence stretched for what felt like hours. Miss Chain, if this is about the email. Close the door. She interrupted, her voice quiet but commanding. Jerome obeyed, his mouth dry. She turned to face him, and he was startled to see her eyes were red, as if she'd been crying. Without a word, she walked past him and locked the door. Then she did something that made his blood run cold. She gestured for him to come closer and whispered. That email is real, Jerome, but I need you to hear something before you make any decision. Her voice was barely audible. 3 weeks ago, I ordered an independent audit of our promotion practices. What they found made me physically sick. For 8 years, you've been the top performer in your division. Your quarterly numbers exceed your peers by an average of 37%. You've mentored 14 employees, 12 of whom have been promoted ahead of you. And do you know why you've never moved up? Jerome couldn't breathe. Your former manager, who retired last year, kept a separate file. The auditors found his notes. They said things like too urban, cultural fit concerns, might make clients uncomfortable. Margaret's whisper turned fierce. He blocked every promotion I tried to give you, and I was too removed from the process to see it happening. I failed you, Jerome. This company failed you. Tears burned Jerome's eyes. 8 years of wondering what he was doing wrong. 8 years of working twice as hard for half the recognition. 8 years of his son growing up without him because he thought if he just worked harder, stayed later, proved himself more, it would finally be enough. The promotion is real, Margaret continued. Vice President of Strategic Analytics. But I'm not whispering because of corporate politics. I'm whispering because I need to tell you something else. That audit revealed 15 other employees, all people of color, all experiencing the same systematic blocking. I've spent the last 3 weeks personally reviewing every case. I fired 6 managers yesterday. This company has been running on a rotted foundation, and I was too blind to see it. She handed him a folder. This is your offer package. Take it home. Read it with your family. And Jerome, if you decide Meridian doesn't deserve another chance to earn your trust, I'll personally write you the strongest recommendation letter you've ever seen and connect you with any CEO in my network. Jerome opened the folder with shaking hands. The salary made him gasp. The title made him dizzy. but it was the handwritten note at the bottom that broke him. Your son Malik called my office 3 days ago. He told my assistant he needed to speak with me about his father. I called him back. Margaret's voice cracked. He said, my dad thinks nobody sees how hard he works. He thinks he's not good enough. Can you please tell him he is? That 13-year-old boy loves you so much he cold called a Fortune 500 CEO to advocate for you. You've been succeeding in the role that matters most all along. Jerome's legs gave out. He sat down hard in the chair. The folder clutched to his chest, sobbing. That evening, Jerome came home before dinner for the first time in months. Malik was at the kitchen table, doing homework, trying to look casual, but failing miserably. Hey Dad, you're home early. Everything okay? Jerome pulled his son into a fierce hug. Everything's more than okay. And buddy, never stop being brave enough to speak up. You just taught your old man that some fights are worth fighting, and some people are actually listening. 3 months later, Vice President Jerome Matthews stood before Meridian's entire workforce, introducing the company's new Equity and Inclusion Task Force. 15 employees who'd been held back were now in leadership positions. The old guard who'd built invisible walls was gone. But the real change happened at home, where Jerome now had dinner with his son 5 nights a week, where they talked about their days, their dreams, and the importance of demanding the respect you've earned. Because sometimes, the thing you think is too good to be true isn't fake at all. Sometimes, it's just finally, heartbreakingly real.